you're in a position to know. Rather, no, close the borders of the south, close them. Or you can import something from anywhere, but you're not checking for arms. Indirectly, is that why you're calling for checking of the ports? The arms brought by the foreigners. They give you arms to kill yourself. And when you have a hit to say you got a pump action shotgun, people are dying, innocent people are being killed. And that brought me back to Bubago. Who are these people? They are Fulanis. 90% of the Bubagos are Fulanis. And our people are good at running, and now they must stop running. Confront them, face them, as usual. See how many of them you can catch, then you expose the members of the Bubago. I told you they speak Igbo. Most of them. And you think they are your brothers. But their fathers are Fulanis. And then you have their commanders, who are actually Fulanis. And they come. And they're everywhere in your towns and cities, ravaging the villages. That brings me back to the role of the community leaders. Those in the form of Igwes, Ezes, Chiefs, His Loyal Highness, as they may assume the title. They go by honorable, but there's nowhere honor in their system. Honorables without any honor. And that is forefront. They put that to deceive you. Put that at the forefront. Honorable. What makes you an honorable individual? Never to leave the post. And you're entitling them honorables. The rich gets richer, the poor gets poorer. And then you have a cabal system being instituted. Be loyal to me, and all will be well. Biafrans, the die is cast. I expected some backlash against INEC, but nobody said anything. Many individuals have revealed the dumping of the PVCs of the Southerners, and those are those of the Yorubas and the Igbos from Abuja in Biafra land. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. For those that are supposed to speak, they are not speaking. And you are proceeding to conduct an election. How are you going to do it? I gave you the figures, which those that are responsible have released. It is for your own. It is for your own good. Make use of it, and then that will give you indication as to where you're going. And my friend, you made a video, and I'll play you the audio, and then the rest is up to you to see what the guy is talking about.
Good afternoon, everyone. Ihe na-eme na Nigeria abarazikwa ọbarazi. Ndị na-achị anyị, ndị awụ ndị ọnwụ ọbala. Ndị na-achị anyị bụ ọbala ka ba ji bili. ndị na-achị anyị obodo a bụ obodo ụmụ anụmanụ na-ekwesịrị ịdị na-achịwa ụmụ anụmanụ ebe anyị bụ mmadụ ka wachịba na-ekwesịrị ịdị na-achịwa ụmụ anụmanụ ebe anyị bụ mmadụ ka wachịba chikewe Naijiria ka onye ọdụ jebela onwe ya nke bụ eziokwu chikewe Naijiria ka onye ọdụ jebela onwe ya nke bụ eziokwu INEC na-agba mbọ INEC na-eme ikebe voters card gị fụtakwala ire asị na nwere voters card ka ị ga-achị ekiche ebụla voters card gị fụtala aghachiri n'ụzọ Ibadan voters card gị fụtala ọ dịpendị ebe agha wuru nke gị nke ndị Abuja niile agha gburu ya na Lagos nke ndị Lagos o nwere ike ọ bụrụ na Abuja ka agha gburu ya anya mara today this morning ana m aga morning race ọsọ ụtụtụ anọ m n'iru m na anya m esi na moto na-aghafu voters card ndị mmadụ na-aghafu voters card live mana echile m kamera phone aka m ese dị moto sete dị nọmba anaghị aghafu voters card ndị mmadụ n'iru m na anya m na-efi efe agba na-efi efe leta ka m gazi wee nye ndị nọ n'ụzọ ego wee pikeli m some epik nwolu m na-enye ebe a all of them bụ Abuja voters card ya bụ Abuja voters card ọ dị ebe ahụ 270 voters card all from Abuja ama m etu m esi mee ka o ruo ndị nwunye n'aka all of them gbagba from Abuja ọ bụ nọ Lagos at least mụ na onwe m nọ Lagos anọ m Ojodu Vega ọ bụ nọ Lagos ọka dị nso but Abuja is very far. I don't know how to reach this thing, to be honest now. Look at it. Here in the queue for. Some are even paying for it. I did my own with 2,000 naira. My own voters card. I don't sure I'm getting what here. Just look at.
Thank you for reporting, but why are you complaining? Why are you complaining? We told you what was going to happen. Even though you are narrating the experience of finding out that your voter's card is useless, when we told you that the election is useless, did you listen? You are one of the hotheads that wouldn't listen and don't learn from your experience. There are many of you. You want to vote for who? For what? To achieve what? And in your statement you say divide Nigeria and you're going to vote. You are saying it's good to divide Nigeria and at the same time you're going to vote. That means most of you don't even know what you're doing. My brother is here. You know, today we have citizen with us. I'm going to let him in. Yeah, I'm going to let him in. Citizen, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I greet all my brothers. I greet all my Biafran brothers and my Yoruba brothers as well. I've been away for a couple of weeks, but it's good to be back. I want to first of all sort of thank my brother Mazi Alozie for having me on the show and for the sterling work you're doing, raising the level of awareness in our communities in the Middle Belt, in Yoruba and in Biafran communities. We must continue on this struggle because we now know that the people who are in power now, they are there to take our land. I just wanted to say that. So, and I also again at this point call for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Will have to be released. I also remember the 14 students that were killed for no reason, and the countless other people have been killed by those who are telling us that it's IPOB. but they're not. The was it AS and whatever they call themselves. The APAs or whatever they call themselves. The people who are saying they're going after IPOP, they're fraudsters. Ebubuagu, thank you, Ebubuagu, and I support those my Biafran brothers that are actually going out and I support the community that come out and say they don't want Ebubuagu in their community. We're saying that loud and clear because we see what is going on. We see it. So I'll stop there for now. There's so much more to talk about, but I wanted to just say thank you very much, and I greet everybody joining the show as we speak. And yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, citizen. Welcome back, and we have a lot to cover, but we'll take it bit by bit. And the ones that you mentioned are very known. Let me mention the 14 wedding ceremony that were murdered, and you see how it's slowly dying. People are beginning to forget.
That's why I mentioned it. Yeah. That's why I mentioned it.
Yeah, people are beginning to forget. That's typical of our people. Something happens, it becomes a hot cake. After 2 days, they forget. They go. That is why Nigeria is the way it is. Short memory.
Yeah.
We have short memory. And then the Ebubagu themselves is coming to show that they are Fulanis.
Of course they are. Without a doubt.
Yeah, they are Fulanis, and they are answering Ebubagu, murdering innocent people. And what are the roles of those that are supposed to protect the people? What roles are they playing? They are not doing anything.
Yeah.
And then, citizen, let me tell you the one that allow us to focus is this PVC rubbish. Where the ones those from the south, their PVCs are being found all over the country, thrown away, dumped.
Yeah.
What are the implications? So we'll be dwelling on this. So I handed those things over to you for you to give your own intent.
Yes. Thank you very much, my brother. My people, it's very much like Mazi Alozie just said just now. The people who are the Ebubuagu, they are Fulani terrorists, but they are dressed up as though they are coming to protect the community, the very community they are coming to kill. And I want us all to be very aware of this. So what I'm about to say next, it pertains to this Ebubuagu and the whole situation going on in that nation. I want everybody to be aware that, I'm sure we probably know, but I want to re-emphasize it again, that there is no border in the north. I'm going to say that again slowly. There is no border between Niger and Chad, Niger and Nigeria, Chad and Nigeria. There's zero border. There are picture evidences where all they have to say there is a border is a stick, like a tree branch on the floor, and somebody standing as an army and saying, with a gun sitting down. Anybody can walk in. So why am I saying this? There's a connection between that and what the killing going on in the middle belt and the south. There is a connection, and that is that for as long as you have an open border like that, Ebubuagu will continue to kill our people. That is what they are going to be doing. And when we say Ebubuagu, please be aware, very much like my brother said, Mazi Alozie said, they are actually Fulani terrorists. They are there targeting and killing people because their plan is to take our land. And it is really important that every community we have to protect ourselves. These guys know that we have resources in our land. It's fine that you want to pray, but I think at this point, I'm going to say it here, every community should be teaching the first thing for our people to know is they need to know two things about our land. One, we can feed ourselves from our land. We have wealth in our land. Every child in every community from the middle belt to the south must have that information. Because if you do not know what you are fighting for, you are not going to want to fight for it. You have to know what you are fighting for. Because sometimes when we're talking to people, you have to stand up for Biafra, you have to stand up for middle belt. Yeah. People are saying, but why? The people who are coming to take our land, they know what we have in our land. But we don't. So all of this is all interconnected. I want to reiterate that more and more, every community now, sadly, the 14 wedding people, boys coming from wedding, killed. It's already fading in our memory. And I now see people are now talking about, let's go and be obedient and all of this stuff. Please tell me, how has obedience stopped these killings? Has Ashiwaju stopped the killings going on now? These people are there to trick us all. They are there to pull the wool over our eyes. Please make we borrow ourselves sense. They beg all of una, make una wake up. Now is not the time to believe in any fraudulent elections. An election that is based on a fraudulent constitution, fraudulent 1999 constitution, that is not going to serve you and I in any way, shape, or form. So I'm urging you all, please. Now is the time to wake up. Now is the time for us to begin to protect our communities even more so. Because, I don't know if a week or so ago, I mentioned the other thing also, which was that in Edo State, back in July, because we're now in August now, end of July, so yeah, I think mid of July, the government, they had this new agency that is going to, have displacement cities. It started already in Edo State. Displacement cities where the people who have been displaced from their own land within their own state by Fulanis will now be forced to go and stay in cities that are created by the Fulanis who the federal government have given land in your own state to. So this is not a joke. So we cannot afford to forget our people who are being killed like this. We can't. And we have to continue to demand for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, because he's done nothing wrong. The government is freeing terrorists left and center. The government is giving them guns. They left Kuje prison. Nobody stopped them. They killed people. The government took away the regular army that was there protecting the Kuje prison, and they did that so that the terrorists could go away. Don't believe that the people that left were only the terrorists that left were just 60 or so. There's 1,000 terrorists roaming our nation right now, plus, and they are there to do damage in every state. So please, I want us all. This is not the time to be talking about elections. Our focus collectively, as Middle Beltans, as Biafrans, and as Oduduwa people, has to be the protection of our people. What are we going to leave for our coming generation? That's the question I'm asking now. Is this what we want to leave for the coming generation? Are we going to leave this legacy of enslavement for the coming generation to continue with? I don't think that's a good idea. I think we have to really think about where we're going and how we're going to achieve this. So I just wanted to I'll pause there for now. There is a lot for us all to do here. Right now, our focus has to be security number 1, security number 2, security number 3 in Middle Belt, in Biafra, and Oduduwa Nation. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you. What we are pursuing is freedom, and it comes for these 3 regions. And you weren't here when Otto made the statement he made, and I was very proud of him.
Yes, I heard about it. Yeah, right.
I was very proud of him, and he picked up the challenge. He said, if it means going to war, then I'll go to war. That is a bold statement.
Good.
And
yes, it is.
Yes.
It is.
Mm-hmm. if he's saying that, it's an eye opener. And this morning I played some clips of some of the senators talking about insecurity in the country. And luckily, you said something about the porous border between Nigeria and Nigeria. That really is Nigeria. I don't know why they have the border. I really don't know.
There's no border.
Because this is
There's
Nigeria,
no border.
This is Nigeria. This is Nigeria. I can say Chad.
Yes.
Because Nigeria and Nigeria is the same thing. Yeah, because you can walk across, nobody says, "Sir, where are you going?"
No.
And then you go and buy all those jeeps and Land Rovers and send it to Nigeria. But we're here.
Exactly.
Then you're making the statement of nobody checking the ports. You get the guns coming in. Is it today that you realize that guns are coming in? And who are the ones bringing the guns? The white people are bringing the guns. They are getting your resources. You know you have the resources. And you mentioned it. We have the resources. And we rather check our own people. We go and look who is bunkering. Burn the whole villages down because they are oil bunkering. But the Chinese are here. And you're showing what a hypocritical way of governing people. What's your take on it?
Oh, it is horrifying. It is absolutely horrifying. Again, just to go back to the point of the cars that the minister said, "Oh, we have to help people." They came, they reached out to us for help. The minister Farouk or whatever her name is, said, "Oh, they reached out to us for help." So, well, of course, we have to support them. But the same government cannot pay money to ASU lecturers who have been on strike. Because somebody said something about the money that they need to pay back to the ASU, with all that 1 point something billion, will just be a little bit more. And then they could pay them. But instead of paying our own people, the government goes and pays for foreigners. Remember, the same government paid $1 million or dollars to Afghanistan. Remember, these are those who are telling you to support one Nigeria. They will go quiet too. Now they will not say anything. See that too. But when you start talking about, you should stop supporting one Nigeria, because one Nigeria is not supporting you. They'll come on you. They'll come onto your page. They'll come onto your platform and start telling you, you're a troublemaker. Why don't you come back home? But I don't need to come back home. We don't need to come back home. What we need is for you to take control of your future, for your future, so that you can provide a better future for the coming generation. Those of us who are abroad, we can look the other way and let whatever happens. But at the end of the day, it is our collective future that we are playing with. Again, I'm going to state, if we do not take collective action, what is happening to Palestinians? Did you see the Palestinians? The Israelis go and bomb them today, just today, and they said a ceasefire. They killed them at will, and there are more Palestinians living outside than inside Palestine. That is the future that we'll face collectively if we do not put a stop to this now. There is clear evidence of the government supporting terrorism. We cannot continue to bury our heads in the sand and talk about one Nigeria this. This is nonsense. This is utter nonsense. So I want us all to please wake up. A government providing money for terrorists. I said, here's the connection between that money, the 1.9 billion that they gave to Niger, and the terrorists. The government is giving them money to be able to go on vehicles. Now, they have bikes already. They have what do you call it? Those bikes. They're called Okada. They have Okada.
Motorcycles.
Yeah. I'm trying to use the local term. They say Okada locally. So they have them now. The government is now. They said they wanted to put a stop to the Okada. So to get around the problem, their so-called flimsy attempt, their false attempt to say they are doing something, they are now going to use our own money to buy vehicles for terrorists who will just drive in from Niger and Chad. But here we go, some other people are still telling us to support one Nigeria. There is no one Nigeria. Nigeria and Chad are more or less one. The people, they have built railway from the north to Chad and Niger. They have built refinery. We need refinery in the south. There's 5 refineries not working. The government of the day could not fix one of them inside Nigeria. Instead, they go and build a refinery in Niger, 230 kilometers away from our border. My people will need to wake up. And I respect what Governor Otom did. What he's doing, he's passed the law. He enacted the law, amended the law that allowed vigilantes to carry guns. And not only just, no, it's not being guns. These are full AK. It's fire for fire. It's fire for, and they're training their people. And like you said, if it's going to be war, then let's go there because it's our lives. Unfortunately, I don't see other Middle Belgian governors or any other Southern governors emulating the gallant and the great work done by Otto. And we need more people. And that's why we need to speak up. In the end, we have to defend ourselves in our land. Our land, we can feed ourselves. But we have been starved by a government who has sent terrorists to us. Our farmers can no longer go to the farm to feed themselves because they get killed. My people will need to wake up. We cannot relent. I urge you. You may say, oh, Biafra is this, I have not been, but Biafra is fighting for you. Yoruba Nation, we in the Yoruba Nation, we're fighting for Yoruba Zone. And Middle Belt people, they are fighting. Autumn is leading the charge for Middle Belt as a singular sole governor that has passed and enacted, amended the bill, the vigilante bill, to allow the locals to carry his vigilantes to carry guns to be able to go into the bushes against these terrorists that are being funded, being aided and abetted by the federal government of Nigeria. This is a task for all of us together. Again, I want to once again urge us all. If you're a Middle Belt, if you're Yoruba, if you're Biafra, now more than ever, we need to stand as one and confront these people. Now we all know, like I said, the border, there's nothing like a border in Niger, between Niger and Nigeria. There's nothing like a border between Chad and Nigeria. The people walking. And when you, just one more thing that I'll say, when they talk about any election, I doubt this election will take place because they're going to try and destroy everything and take it over completely. But if, let's say, any election were to take place, the people in the north, they already allow Chadians and Niger to vote like Nigerians. So you can never win that election. You can never, Obi will never, quote me, Obi will never, Tinubu will never win that election because the North have ruled them. They control INEC. They control INEC. INEC was put into place under that fraudulent, like the same time that they did that 1999 constitution, without our say so. It was put in as part of the constitution without so much as a discussion. The military control INEC. The Fulani military control INEC. Whatever result, I can tell you that when you see that, when they announce that result, it will only be one person, and it will be Atiku. So let's not waste our time. And we know that the fraudulent constitution is a fraud. Why are you going to vote on a fraud? Why not fix the fraud once and for all? Break it up. So everybody go and answer to your father's name. You Hausas and the Fulanis, go and do your Arewa stuff. That's fine. Middle Belt, you stand on your own. Biafra, stand on your own. Yoruba, and then we build our nations. That way we can build a better future for our coming generations. I'll stop there for now. Thank you very much, my brother.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not going to give you a break on that one. We'll continue on it. Let me give you something. This is the 4th day I'm announcing it. INEC has called the result already for 2023. INEC gave the result of the election that has not taken place, and I don't think our people got what I was saying. INEC called the result, and citizen, this is the figure the INEC released. The North, quote unquote, the North has 49 million voters.
You see?
Okay.
You see now?
Southwest, which is Odudua.
Yeah.
You have 18 million.
You see now? In
Biafra land, South has 15 million, and then Southeast has have 11 million. So in totality, the Biafra land has 26 million. These are the voters. Okay, I'm not talking about the PVCs they've thrown away. So you're not going to win that election. And then
never.
If you add
never.
If you add Oduduwa and the Biafra, you have 36 million from the south against 49 million from the north. Now, if you subtract, let's say everybody voted, and you subtract 36 from 49, what you have is 13 million extra voters from the north. How are you going to win?
Never. You can never win that. Never. This is, you see, thank you for bringing that out, actually, because these are, when we say this, people think we are joking. People think that we are saying we are making exaggeration. But he said now 49 million for the north.
Yes.
And then 30 million for southwest.
Yeah.
I mean
18
and how many
18 million for southwest.
And you guys still want to believe in one Nigeria? Just listen to those. I want to also, those of you what you know, I want you to consider those figures seriously. Just think about what we just said. 40 something million for the north. 49 million.
Yeah,
and then 18 million.
Yeah, call it 50 million.
Yeah, 50 million. So a desert area has more people than the forest areas. Is that what you're saying?
That's what
so
saying.
All of them and Tinubu and Peter Obi are telling us to be, and you want to be one in one nation with these people. It beggars belief. It beggars belief. What I am hearing beggars belief. It makes me even, I don't even know where to start on that figure. Because in Lagos alone, there are 25 million people. That's just Lagos. In Lagos alone, there are 25 million people. So are you going to tell me that Lagos will not have at least voting age? I would expect nothing less than 50% of that figure. Just for Lagos alone. My brother, would you agree with me?
I totally agree with you. That's why I brought it up.
50 minimum. Again, like I said, Lagos alone. Because I was doing some yesterday. I was doing some checks on population of Lagos because the Ashiwaju was the likes tell us he done Lagos well, but Lagos with 25 million people have been in darkness, even under that Ashiwaju and all of the subsequent government that is put in place. So it's a state in darkness, and by the way, I don't even like calling Lagos. It's Eko. They are worried people who are the original settler people who are there. First people of that land they are worried. They call it Eko. Lagos is actually a foreign name. Lagos means lagoon. That's what Lagos means.
Yes. Do you know? Do you know what happened in the 70s?
Yes.
Eko was the popular name. In the 70s,
thank you.
Eko was the popular. Lagos is barely mentioned. You know, it's just like the capital.
Yes.
But the cities, it's like you're entering downfall. You're gonna Eko. Yes,
exactly. I remember. Yes.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it started dying away. You know. Now you're talking. Everybody's talking Lagos. Now they are dividing everything. You got a bigger area.
No way.
Let's
no way.
Stop that division stuff.
Yeah. So I would like everybody, particularly my Igbo brothers, my Yoruba brothers, let's start calling Lagos Eko its real name. Eko is Eko. To say Lagos, Lagos simply means lagoon. And which is not Lagos, Eko is not a lagoon. They are worried people. They call it Eko, Eko Akete. That is we need to honor by bringing that name to life. We're bringing Yoruba nation because that is part of Yoruba nation, and we need to continue to go forward because there is nothing for us in contraction Nigeria. There's nothing. Contraction Nigeria is only meant for the Fulani who want to take your land over. They are already putting people. They are sending terrorists to our land. In Oyo State, they found 150 people, and instead of them sending them back to Zamfara, unfortunately, they send them to Lagos. Now we know from Lagos to Ogun State, they're going to go back. They're going to go back to Ogun State because that's where they wanted to go. They wanted to go to a place in Ogun State. 150. 4 of them women, the rest men, and they all will go to farming. We don't need. We have our farmers are being killed in our state. Our farmers are being killed, and you're telling us we need. So you're saying us that we, the Yoruba people, we cannot farm ourselves. So we have to get farmers coming in from Zamfara. And somebody's telling you to vote for Ashiwaju or Peter Obi or Obedient or whatever they want to call it. I mean, are you guys even thinking about? Fact, listen to this. These guys want your land because of your resources in your land. It's time we woke up. That figure, you see, the fact that I said again, I'm going back again. The reason why we're talking about all of this, and thank you for my brother Mazi for bringing the figures of the so-called number of voters in the north, 49 or 50 million. 50 million my foot. Just in Lagos alone. I state that emphatically. And those were figures of even 2014. And I'm sure there's more people in Lagos now. Majority of them are going to be Yoruba and Igbos. Just on that in Lagos alone, 25 million. And of that, voting age, 50% of that I say let's just say 15%, 50% of that alone. That's right there. You're looking at 12 and a half million people right there. And that is just being conservative. The fastest growing population is in the south, i.e. Igbos and Yorubas and Middle Belt. That's where the population is, the young people, 18 to 30. And you are now going to tell me that it's the North who are bringing in. There is a video that's on Citizen AY. A Chad boy, a boy from Chad, 20 years old. He said he's voted in 3 elections. I kid you not. He said he has at 20, so which means he's been voting since the age of 8.
Yeah.
He's been voting since the age of, and you are telling us to believe in one Nigeria. Oh my goodness. My brother, we just have to continue. We will not tire. And like I said, even myself now, unfortunately, health-wise, I've had to really just, that's why it's not hard for me. I had some health issues with my back, and it just really, it laid me low. But even then, I still have to write comments. I've been putting 1 or 2 comments down just to wake our people up. Because right now, it's no longer about shouting. It's about solution. And I want us to know that only us can solve our own problems. Only us. We Igbos, we Yorubas, we Middle Belt. It is us who can solve our own problem. If you say you're going to wait on this federal government to solve your problem, the federal government will take you away from your land and they will leave you a slave forever in your own land. We must solve our own problems. We have the solutions. The solutions is to provide our own safety and security. There are more things that one can say about that, but that issue of security, it is non-negotiable. It must be something that is non-negotiable, period. Because those who we call politicians now, they go there, they say, they're working here, just vote us in. And then once they get in, it's their pocket that they're fighting for. They're not fighting for your coming generation. So our focus right now is how to secure the future for the coming generation of Biafrans, Middle Beltans, and Yoruba people. That is what, to be honest, I am so glad when the penny dropped, because I've been seeing Nnamdi Kanu for some time, few years, and I wasn't really following. I didn't really understand about the Biafra war. It was when he started talking, and I watched one of his shows, and I understood what was going on. I realized, oh my goodness! And I thank him. I cannot thank him enough for waking the likes of myself up. And I remember the time he was on the show, because me and that show at the time we still, I'm still talking to show quite a lot, but obviously our thought processes are slightly different in the sense that show is more into, he still believes in one Nigeria, and he believes that he can, if with elections, with that government, everybody can change things. I don't take that. I don't subscribe to that point of view, because Nigeria will never work. You have to change. The foundation is flawed. They are never. You had Shetima. Shetima said restructuring my food. Shetima said restructuring my food, which means that if you even come with a plan to say you want to make it better, to make the regions be able to go and take their own and take control of their own resources, they will never let it happen. So forget one. Shetima, the man who's supposed to be the deputy to Achiwaju or Tinubu. So what are we talking about? So our focus right now, we need to continue to wake up our people, and I want you to know that when you're asking for those of you, my Middle Belt brothers, my Yoruba brothers, my Igbo brothers, Biafran brothers, don't doubt the fact that you have wealth in your land. Not 1 second. Because that is the wealth that these guys are taking and giving to foreigners and collecting money, money. We are rich beyond compare. And that is what we need. That message has to be passed to our youth. So we need to use what we have now to get what we want. There's a lot more in that comment. I don't know. Maybe some people might read into that a bit more. Some people will read more.
Citizens, they will not understand what you're saying. Let me put it very in a simplistic terms.
Okay.
There was an incident that happened in Italy, where a Biafran was killed.
Yes.
Okay. And then
may his soul rest in peace.
May his soul rest in peace. And where is bearing to what you're saying is that you have resources, you have wealth, you have everything you need.
Yes.
And these people came with their arms and ammunition and armed your brothers to drive you away. And they are occupying your land, extracting your wealth, not letting you come near the mining area, and you have to have a permission. But the invaders that invaded your land, because they are light-skinned, you permitted them, you showed them the land, and they already know. With satellite, they know what is what and where it is.
Thank you.
And then they are telling you, they exile you to their own land.
Your own land,
and then you go there and they kill you. So you're not safe in your land, you are not safe in their land. And this is typical to our youth. When will our youth start understanding what the fight is all about? It's resource control in a nutshell.
It is.
It is resource control. And unless we wake up to divide this country, Oduduwas are very intelligent. They can manage their resources. Middle Belt, they can manage their resources. Biafrans can manage their resources. After all, why have the resources? Why can they manage theirs? Why must it be lumped together and you have the white people coming to take it over?
Take it and take it for nothing.
For nothing. So what's your take on that?
Oh, I agree with you. What happened with that, my brother there? It's so sad. And the thing is, apparently, when this happened, people were just standing there looking, and nobody intervened. And the reason why we're in this situation is because we are silent over what is in our land, our riches in our own land. Somebody else has now, given themselves the right over us in our own land, to our own resources, and we are being chased out of our own land using by proxy, using those who want our resources are using the Fulanis, because the Fulanis they're not doing this on their own. They're not, and we need to wake up to this. That's the reality. We need to do everything possible in our land to ensure that we guarantee our own safety and our own freedom of movement within our own land. That is not even a question to even doubt or question in any way, shape, or form. You know, and I want us to really make sure that that all of us going forward, we redouble our efforts. We support Biafrans, support Oduduwa people who are going for Yoruba nation, support the middle belt and particularly the governor. We need to encourage more governors from the middle belt to the south to stand up against the terrorists, just like Governor Otom has done. And I say kudos to Governor Otom. Real kudos to Governor Otom for the move that is made, you know, in protecting his own people. Because many of the governors in the southwest and southeast, I'm afraid, they are all just talking, but they are not taking steps to secure their people. And like I said, our borders in the south are closed. You cannot just walk across from Benin Republic or Togo into Nigeria. You can't just do that. But these people can walk across from Niger into Nigeria, from Chad into Nigeria, no questions asked. And they can claim to be Nigerian. Who's going to stop them? That's your one Nigeria. Those of you talking about I support one Nigeria or one Nigeria, Tinubu is the one who can do it. Tinubu cannot do anything. Ask Tinubu now to solve this problem about the border in the north. If he wants to tell us that he wants to be president, he should go and solve the problem now. Likewise, obedient. Before you tell us to vote in anything, go and close that. Make sure that border is closed. Make sure that people can be accounted for going in and out. If you cannot do that, which I know you can't, Nigeria is not that, because it is now, let us be frank with ourselves, we might as well call it Nigeria-Niger nation. Nigeria-Niger nation, because that's what it is. Niger has 24-point-something million people. So when you add that to Nigeria 210, that Niger and Nigeria is now 234 million or thereabouts. And of which, and that tells you, look at the size of, guys, listen to this. They're telling us that just in the north, they have 49 million people. But in the whole of Niger, you know, Niger goes all the way to Niger and Algiers. The border goes as far as Algiers. In the whole of that place, they only have 24.5 million people. Are you listening? Are you guys listening? But they now want to tell you that in the north that they have 45 million people. Wow. 50 million people. And you are prepared to believe them.
Citizen, I'm dumbfounded. I think the reverse should be the case. I think Satana should start flooding Niger and
this is what I'm saying.
Should start flooding there, yes, because
start flooding these places.
According to them, our land is landlocked. Yes, we are landlocked. Now we are going to this Niger not landlocked.
Of course, exactly.
We start flooding that area. We start flooding all over the north, even to Khartoum. We'll cover it up. You know.
Yes.
How can you have that vast land? All your population is 25 million. Population of Eko only, and then you are telling me that you have 50 million voters, and then you have 13 million extra.
And people cannot reason. See, sometimes when I look at this thing, when I saw that information, because you see, I do a lot of research behind the scenes. I don't. It's got to the point now. Talking to people, there are sometimes things you need to say, but I just have to look at it. I want to short burst things that people can really consider. The Niger, 24.5 million people. The whole of all the way to it goes all the way to Algiers, you know, the borders as far as Algiers. But so you are telling me that the whole of North has 50 million, and you are prepared to believe that? And on top of all of that, Niger and Nigeria has no border. Anybody from anywhere can come in. How do you know who's a Nigerian and who's not? You will never know. Keep in mind though, in the borders in Cameroon side and on Togo side, they keep the borders rigid. They keep the borders rigid. Why can't they do the same in the north? It's because they want to come and flood and take our land just like they're doing. We shouldn't be waiting anymore. Nigeria is a fraud. F-R-A-U-D. Nigeria is a fraud, my people. It is time we woke up. Pass this message to anybody in your community right now. In the middle belt, in the south, southwest, southeast, that defending our land and protecting our people must be our main priority right now. Defending our land, defending our women, protecting ourselves by any means necessary. In every community, have a plan in place. I've said it before. Community action plan against terrorism. I've drawn that up on my platform and I've discussed that at length. It's community action plan against terrorism. It's very, very simple. Work out simple plans about what is coming in, who's going out, who's moving where. All the young boys in the area are needed to protect the farmers. How you have to protect your food source. You know, you have to protect our women. The community has to work together, you know, knowing how if you see terrorists in your area, how you're going to flush them out of your forest. Because that's where they're staying. Because and if you go and look at the area that they're staying in the forest, they are where you have the resources. Let me say that again. Where these terrorists are staying, they are in and around the areas where you have your resources. Because they don't want you to have access to it. They want to take it from the go. My people, it's time we woke up. My people, it's time we woke up. Let's not just, this time, we have this time for struggling among ourselves. Is forget the struggle right now. We defend ourselves because the people who are killing us, they've opened the borders between Nigeria and Niger, Chad and Nigeria. It is open. People, there's nothing like border like you have in between Lagos and Badagry or Cameroon. There's nothing like that. These guys walking, they drive whatever, they carry whatever they want in and nobody stops them. I'm sure you've all seen the videos. So my people, please let's work together. Every community, don't wait. If you're waiting for the police or the army to come and help you, the police and the army will come and kill you in your community. It's a plain fact. You need to protect yourself. Anybody that comes to try and attack you, make sure you come out of that alive as a community. And do what you need to do, protect your life. You have a right to life under Section 33 of the Nigerian Constitution. And indeed, in the other UN Charter, you have a right to life. And you have a right to defend that life. That is what we should be doing right now. Every community must be told that so that they can defend themselves. Because many of the communities have been under the false impression that their government will protect them. But the government is only protecting the terrorists. How many times have you seen terrorists? People say, oh, this terrorist killed. Only when you hand them to the police will get a call from Abuja and they let them go immediately. And they come back and do more killings. That is what is going on, my people. It is time we wake up in our communities. Pass this message from one community to the next. That don't wait for the police or the army to protect yourself. You are your own defense. You must become your own defense. Community action plan against terrorism. Defend yourself. Set up plans to defend yourselves. Make sure that your community is saved and your farmers are protected. Because these guys are coming to starve us. They want us to be on our knees. We have to defend ourselves by any means necessary. The federal government is not interested in protecting you as an indigenous people. As a Yoruba man, the federal government is not interested in your safety. As an Igbo man or Biafra man, the federal government is not interested in your safety and security. As a Middle Beltan, the federal government is not interested in your safety and security. The only people that the federal government are interested in safety and security of are the Fulanis who are doing the killings. They are protecting the killers and leaving the indigenous people in harm's way. We need to rise up collectively and defend ourselves. We need to do that community by community. Community action plan against terrorism. Very simple plan that you need to do. Whatever means you have to defend yourself, make sure you have groups of people, make sure you have a system in place so that everybody, that your system, your community is under watch within by your own people 24/7. 24/7. Don't sleep, because these people, they don't sleep. Those guys who are they're sending foreign terrorists in all the time. Unfortunately, a man came from America, a Yoruba man, Mr. Owolabi. You will have heard about him. Mr. Owolabi came from America. He's done well. He didn't have to go back home. He done well in America. He opened a hotel business. Came back home, only for him and one of his assistants to be kidnapped, and he was killed. They said to get 5 million. They gave them the money. They killed him. They shot at the person who came to divide the money. In fact, they killed 3 people, from what I understand. And they were kind of right there. They shot him in the leg to go and pass a message that they've taken the money and they killed him. And they said that nothing will happen to them. Those who did it, he said nothing will happen to them. Now we are almost certain that the people who did this are from the voice record. They sound like they're Fulani who've learned Yoruba. The point of what I'm saying here is this: if you are busy talking about election, are you sure that the Fulani terrorists will not come into your community and kill you? Are you sure? Do you know that for a fact that that no way? Can you guarantee that? Before you talk about elections, shouldn't it be your life and your community that should be your priority first? That should be your priority. Right now, that should be your one and only priority. All this talk about elections, and I am almost certain no elections will take place, because it is got to the point now where civil war will start any minute, and it will be instigated by the terrorists, and the government keeps pardoning these people. They keep pardoning them. Did you hear one of the Elders Forum, Northern Elders Forum, saying, they're concerned that the Fulanis are being killed in the southeast? Ahmed or something Ahmed. Did you hear that message? I saw something.
That's what they do. What the crime they commit, they turn it around to accuse you of the crime.
They turn it around.
Yes.
And then they were trying to pin this on IPOB. IPOB is only there to protect Biafrans. And I stand 1000% with IPOB. I stand 1000% with Oloye Sunday Igboho. Oloye Sunday Igboho, no doubt, with the killing of Mr. Owolabi now, I'm sure he will make a statement at some point. But what I'm saying is that every community now, we don't have a government. What we have are oppressors. The people who are calling themselves government, they are a bunch of mafias, oppressors, killing us in our own land and daring us to do anything to protect ourselves. Let's call it what it is.
Citizen, you're talking about government. You saw how they attacked Abuja. You saw how they attacked Abuja. You saw how they attacked Asorok. And what government are you talking about? How are they going to hold the election? Who are they going to put there? We are just seeing the handwriting on the wall. They are here to tell. They just install whoever they want to install, and the game will be over.
Thank you.
That's what.
Thank you. Thank you.
We let the people call in and call number +1 484 767 0848. The call number. Any other number you're calling, you're wasting your time. Call number +1 484 767 0848. We welcome to this program, and we have that every Monday. So that's the way we are handling it, and we must preach to our people to understand the situation that's facing us. We decide, starting from the middle belt.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
That's what
we just right now. Let's keep the message very simple. Protect yourself. Protect your community. Community action plan against terrorism is the way forward. Protect yourself. Protect your community. Come together. Come through this onslaught from the Fulani terrorists by working together. Defend yourselves by any means necessary. And we call on the governors of Middle Belt and Southerners to emulate what Governor Otom has done, which is he's not just talking, he's actually put in place action. He's trained the vigilantes to go around and protect the communities using guns against the terrorists. The same guns, not just being guns, same guns. And all of the governors not doing that now. They're telling us that they're leaving their own people to be attacked by terrorists. Talking will not do it. Action is what we want to see.
Yeah, let's get this caller. Caller, your name and where you calling from.
Mazi Alozie, good morning. Good morning from here. My name is Ejika. I'm calling from USA. Mazi Alozie, thank you. Yeah, thank you for the program today. I see you have a guest, and also have some questions to the AY, regarding for lots of things that he said. Now we see exactly what's going on in the zoo in Nigeria called Zoological Republic. And we know that those embedded are coming from neighboring country. And those are, most of the what they call Coyote Fulanis in the northern part of Nigeria, and those people are the most ones that are causing all this killing. And they're the one that are inviting their brother, because they will never stop inviting those, terrorists from a neighboring area, between West Africa or past Mali, all those, they keep inviting them. They will keep on inviting them. As long as they have those Coyote Fulanis in the northern part of Nigeria, and the people on the government, most of half of them is those Coyote Fulani. So this is the problem we're facing in the eastern region, that we have all these eastern governors and the Senate, whatever they pretend they be like their leader. They are not. They're illiterates, because they don't think. So now we find out that the Yoruba people are not doing much regarding they're not doing much about how do we depend on our own to be an independent state, because the only way that we can solve all this problem, to everybody to go their own separate way, to manage their resources, to manage their people, to govern their people, because all these people, all these criminals in Aso Rock, because they're all terrorists in the country, and most of the people in the government in northern region now, they are all foreigners. Because we find out that these illiterate representatives that we have between the southeast, they are not even going deeper to investigate who the movement of those people. Because when you look at Arise TV, what is this lady that is because I've always, sometimes I think about watching, because once I watch I will learn, and I think it gives me more experience about what people planning to do. Because these are the daughter, he will open her mouth and be saying something negatively and the racism about Igbos and what we're doing, especially what IBOB and IBOB leaders doing to make our people protected, to not be, and the UK does not creating any media can also be attacking all these negative Yoruba media, call them Arise TV, Channel TV, and most of those people, they are the ones their parents sent to the Britain to study, and they cannot find any job. They think they're smart and they're educated, they're not, they're all stupid illiterates. And you guys have not created any social medias that can override these people, because they are the ones killing your own people now.
Give him a chance to respond to what you're saying.
Now, the question is this: you see, what you really have to look at, and a very good question that you talk about in terms of the media, specifically in terms of the Yoruba media. When you say Yoruba media, you have to we got to try and differentiate between the political media and the media for the people. The media that has the power that is doing all of this.
Rice TV, Rice TV, Channel TV, and most of them working at TVs.
Yes, yes. But what I'm saying is they might be owned by Yoruba people, but they are the Yoruba people who are working with the government. They are not speaking for the people. It's important to understand that difference. There is a lot more people, I can guarantee you, there's a lot of discussion we've been having that I've been following behind on ground. A lot of people are fed up with those corrupt politicians, Yoruba politicians, who are owning many of these media houses. Because all they are spewing out is propaganda to keep the status quo. So I want to make that very, very clear, that we, the people, don't support these people. Those are Rice TV and all that, and whatever they call them, all of the media that these people are bought. They are all part of the system to keep this contractual called Nigeria going. And we say no. Many people are fed up with it. And that is why there's a lot of people who are not for Achiwaju and the likes of them, because they know what they represent. They represent the continuation of the oppression of we Southerners in our own land. So yes, they may have they are from the south in that way. They are not of us, the people, and many people have been calling out against this. So I just wanted to just put that out there, so that at least we know, that is what that context is very important.
And also have
to put forward. Yeah.
Regarding for those bad leaders, most of them I know that because when you figure out the South with the Yoruba side of part of the Zoological Republic, we find that now Nigeria is already invaded twice, going to the third time is that invaded by foreigners, because all of them right now most of the country is invaded by terrorists, all those Coyote Fulani living in forests and all those areas. And we find that now the leaders that we have is the one that making a pathway for them. And most of those leaders, because they don't like to stay in the zoological Nigeria, because they know it's not more comfortable for them, because because of their way the Coyote Fulani threaten them, and they try to do much best to please them. And we are the people in that keep stopping those movements. I want to know, you got to steady right here. Are you guys doing any much to make sure those people getting some punishment when they come to diaspora and when they come to be here?
Well, I mean, we did a few things, and we'll continue to do what we can when we can. I mean, we know that apparently I heard something about Ashiwaju in London now, but we don't know exactly where. But rest assured, if we do know those things, we would obviously like to, harass them and put them to shame and send them packing. If people have that information, I'm sure it's something that we would happily do as well. Because we have to continue to put pressure on the fraud that we call governance, the fraudulent governance, of which many of these people who are looting our money are part of. You have a nation where we're having the third largest oil producing country in the entire world, in fact, and they cannot account for remittances for oil.
The zoological does only have oil. We have agriculture, but how are we gonna achieve when we have all these Coyote Fulanis killing everybody in farm, trying to invade the land, trying to take the land? And what I'm trying to say regarding that now is, what are you guys doing? Because we're trying to do our best, and we see that we have been getting a little bit overwhelmed by these terrorists, by government supplying the weapons and giving all those AK-47, giving them. So what we're trying to do, I want to know if you guys have, because I see that you guys have not been putting more pressure to make sure those people have been kicked out for the whole country.
I think there is a lot of pressure both at home and abroad. Unfortunately, for example, Amoteco in some places are doing one or two things with some support, which I don't want to go into too much detail about to a certain extent. But obviously, can we do more? Yes, we can do more, and we can always do more. But 9 times out of 10, one of the things that one has to look at is that the lure of this fraudulent naira from the hands of these politicians is what we're trying to wake our people up to, that they have to stop falling for the trickery of the 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira, because it won't get them anywhere. So there's a lot of work that's being done on that, both on air, off air, at all levels, to be able to at least get our people to the point whereby they are the ones who are going to actually, they will be part of this process. I've seen videos where they've chased some Yoruba politicians with stones and things, against the truck and calling them holy. So people are doing things both at home and abroad. I have been to protests where we've gone down and several times to shut down Nigerian embassy and really shout down anything we find there who's Yoruba, trying to trace as much information as possible. But can we do more? Definitely. And we're trying to coordinate one or two things. There's one or two discussions that's been had at the minute, and I'm hoping that will yield fruit. We're watching what's going on. There are one or two things that's meant to be happening in the coming days or so, but we don't know until it actually happens.
Citizen, most of these things you don't have to disclose. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
My last question is, I think we need to be see if you guys can be able to start creating putting more pressure to those political media to overweigh them, because we see they be talking all this and giving a pathway to these Fulanis and killers. If you guys can do more, and also there is most of those political leaders or media that they keep saying a southeast, south. They need
Mazi, let me take that question.
We have
brown envelope journalists, and they don't have control of what they're saying. They cannot say otherwise. They are being watched. Okay. We know what they are saying is not right, but they have no choice. They are being watched. They are being paid to say that, and not only that, they are being watched. It's not that they don't know what is happening. They know. They know. Look at the one you have in the Biafra land in Imo. What happened to him? Once he played something, he was shut down and under arrest. So you don't totally blame. We have a brand journalist like Sahara Reporter, so we have all those people. We have the Guardians, but it's not that they don't know the truth. So don't make it as if it's just because they're Yorubas. That's why they're doing.
Most of the Western people, they don't pay attention to what's going on in the Eastern regions.
They do. They're like our people. They are like our people. What is happening in Yoruba land is what's happening there. They're just like our people. So
exactly. It's important.
Yep.
That's very, very important. Mm-hmm. I think we are very much one of the things. The one thing I would say, thank you very much, my brother, and thank you, Mazi, for that interjection right there. I think it's very, very, very important that we try and see that both Yorubas and Igbo, Biafrans and Middle Belt, we are faced with the same situation in that many of those so-called our leaders, they know what's going on, but they cannot take the blatant steps I would like them to take, because they are in that place and they can be silenced, just like Mazi Alozie just said. Now, does that mean that we leave them quiet and not say anything about them or put pressure on them? No. It just means that we recognize that, and then we continue to redouble our own efforts to make sure that they will have no other choice but to state the will of the people when the time comes. And that means putting pressure in all manner and all ways. And that is why the broadcast that we're talking about, trying to wake people up, that talking about this election, we need to make our people aware that election is a fraud. Because everybody, if you look at it now, everybody, on all these people, they're pushing it. Obedient. I am obedient. I am Emiloko. I am obedient. And they do jokes and they do videos and they do things around that. And we need to challenge that on all social media collectively. And of course, above all overriding now is that when we start empowering our people, when the people start, the turning point will be when each community are able to repel the terrorists from coming to their midst. Repel them.
The election they're talking about, the election there is nothing, because the election they're talking about is the 1999 election, because that's what give this terrorist man in Asoro power to do anything, because that constitution was only created by one man. It's not recognized by the people of Biafra, and is not recognized by the people of Odudu. That is the reason why we're asking for referendum. So those people who talking about the election and this and that, because that's, when you think about the 1960 something, due to the civil war, they deceived most of the southern people, and to make sure they help by the Biafra. And now you guys the southern people already realizing what they're doing and what is going on and what this people is using them for. So
Okay, Mazi, let's give somebody a chance so that people are calling.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your call, my brother.
Yeah, the call number is +14847670848. Let it be known that most of these things we are saying, some of them are very sensitive, and not just being sensitive. There are things we know, and there are things we don't know, and our objective here is to inform, enlighten those that are in the dark as to what is happening and why it is happening. Okay, it's not like it's not like we know it all and we are doing otherwise. Take the case of Imo, for instance, 14 people going on a wedding, murdered, and then did any of the governors say anything? No, nobody said anything. They all kept quiet. They all kept, all the governors from the south. I say all the governors from the south. Nobody said a word.
Yeah. Which is sad. Which is very, very, very sad.
Caller, your name and where you calling from. Caller, your name and where you calling from.
Oh, maybe an issue with the network. Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Caller.
Just on the point. Okay, the caller is it there? No, I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Let's see. Let's abort the calls and continue.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now, what I would like to say to us all now is that it is obvious. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I got him. Yeah.
Okay. So is he in now? Has somebody come in?
Yeah. Caller, your name and where you calling from.
Okay. Good.
Caller, your name and where you calling from. Mazi, can you talk?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I should be.
Caller, your name and where you calling from. Let's continue.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think we need to redouble our. I think what we need to be doing right now is what we're doing, which is raising the level of awareness. Continue to encourage each community to know that their security is in their own hands within our community. That they should not expect any. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Caller, go ahead.
Oh, I can't hear you.
I've aborted it. Let somebody else come in.
Okay.
I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with this line.
Yeah.
The call number is +14847670848. You are listening to live guest citizen AY. Caller, your name.
Thank you.
Hello, Mazi Alozie. I greet you, and our brother AY.
Thank you very much.
I remember you coming from my education. So, Mazi Alozie, well, listen to what discussion you people were having there today. But I want, regarding this, talking about this Yoruba people that are media. I know
I know we know they are working for government, but I don't see a reason why somebody will be, even if you pay you money, you say something bad about your people. No. You don't have to work. It's not bad. If you know that you can give me money to speak against my people, it's not possible. I cannot do that job. I rather than the job. So when we are blaming them, nobody's forcing them to do that work. If you know that people will push you to speak against your people, you tell me more. What is it?
Yeah.
Wait. Let me speak something so we conclude. You finalize. So talking about the border that you're saying, you're talking about the border. Yeah. Like I say, we don't have in the north. There's no border because the last time in your program you played the Sokoto governor statement when he made a speech that they have been Sokoto. They say in Divini. They used to go to Niger in Divini. In the night they go to Niger to sleep. In the morning they come back to Nigeria. In the evening they go to the jail and to sleep. It's also good for that. Yes, for that.
Wow.
So they can move freely. They can move freely anyhow as they like. So that's by the way. Last time we couple Ambazonia Defense Minister Capo Daniel on your program. There are something he said that is very, very important. He said that if we are looking for soon to give us the freedom, it's not possible because why? These people don't want us to go. So how can we be looking for them, waiting for them to give us the freedom? They can't grant us the freedom. They can't grant it. Now it's now left for us to plan how we want to give them freedom. If we continue waiting for them to grant the freedom, they will not grant the freedom. He said it and it's very clear. And that is, it's better for us to start doing something, planning how to do this in by force. Because these people cannot grant us the freedom because why they don't want you to go. So it's very clear. Let us not be waiting. We can wait. He said if we wait, we can wait for them. So waiting for them to grant us the freedom is no. It's no good area. Let's plan to wait forward to force their hand in doing this. Because if we start waiting for them asking for food every time, we'll be sorry. They will just see they will buy time and doing things they're doing, trying to push their agenda. So that's what I'm saying now. I think it's time we full activate control of what's happening in our land. You know our leader, our HOD has said it before, that we will take control of what happened in our land. And it's time we activate this. That everything that happened in our land will be under our control. We said what happened and we said what don't happen. We said who go and who don't go. In this our land, we have to protect it. It's our land. It's our responsibility to protect our land. It's our responsibility. Our responsibility. We don't expect people to come from outside to come and protect us. No, we have to protect our land. And if it is warning, so I go look for there should be a way. There should be, if it is warning, let the future as a warning that they will stop killing our people. Because we the South still live in their land. Can we not kill them? So now, what I do in our land, I'm trying to still kill us in our own land. How can we allow this? Allow foreigners to come in our land and kill us? It's not possible. So we should do this. If we get any news of any killing, any by mistake, any single killing, every time that is in that area, all of them should be fully responsible. Any area at all, we get any report that our people have been killed by foreigners. Every time that is in that area to just like you said today.
Yeah.
We're supposed to control our land. We have to control the land, but nobody should come here and do anyhow. We should activate this very action. And all the governors, anyone who come up to protect those land, we should just be people out of the land. This governor, we are the ones, we are people that elect them to work for us. They are not only here to work for money. You see what I'm saying? Why he said that they are there to work for interest of government, not for interest of people that elected you. All right. Oh, I'm God bless you.
Thank you. Now, like I said, I think. Oh, okay. Maybe we can. Okay, well, I think it's very much a comment what he said. I'll just back up, sum it up later. Yeah. Let's take the next call, please.
Yeah. Call her your name and where you calling from.
Let's work.
Call her your name and where you calling from.
That I will say when you were on that. Someone network.
Yes.
That's how we do the speaker about the I want to go on my brother, AY, remain for me, baby. God Almighty have chosen you to clear about it. You do one issue. What we are seeing in Nigeria here today. We see this Nigeria, AY. Our leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be clear. Somalia, will be better than Nigeria. As we are seeing it coming fast. A country that their leaders allow imposter to be their president. Koro before our eyes. A country that they have leaders like religious leaders, governors, everything. That have the reputation to protect and help. Yeah. But they allow an imposter to be released over 6 years now. Before our eyes in Nigeria. Just what we created into the press here. They allow terrorists to be coming to butcher their children, rape their mothers, take their young youth, kill them. Which person want this government? And they said there is being election. And the result is not IPOP that is positive. Which result again are you looking for? Which result for election? After the terrorists have been burning the land of the children of Scotland to take our land. But no problem. Now we are here. Every scripture, we see this Bible, all the religious leaders in the here, all of them are said. Can't trust any of them. Answering.
Yes.
You see this Biafra, is the savior of the whole nation. And instead Biafra will not be restored. Every nation here will not be. We must say this. Yes. That is the body we are. You see this body. It's a body of Biafra. It's not body of our. And you are rewarding the body of Anududuwa. Not the body of so yes. Many have no right to get you. They say our leader. They don't our leader. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They say for our leader. Let them release our leader. Let Fulani release our leader. Therefore, Mazi Alozie, Fulani will release their leader. See this our leader. That came to here. Mazi Alozie, that is why you are here. And you are not joking. Not here. You will bring more news. What else to see? Shoot and bother shit. What kind of attack and armor shit? We are going to Biafrans like you. I'm not Biafrans. The children of Chukwuka. I'm the one that made the Western Biafra. Jealous of us. You came down and destroyed everything about us. Our religion, our festival, our culture, everything about us. You tell us that it's heaven. Then you brought their own, gave us their English land. I'm saying what I'm not saying before. Isaiah chapter 9, Isaiah chapter 10 and Isaiah chapter 11. The peaceful kingdom and the future king, God doesn't Nnamdi Kanu. How about Kanu? Who can be Messiah? Oh, 2000 years. How about the ticket? Can you even look at that Nnamdi Kanu? Who will be like? Who will be like that? Then the ticket was there. So tell us in the Quran that I pray of Psalm 17. Psalm 18 and Psalm 119. Obligale. Psalm 17 there. Psalm 18 and Psalm 119. Square carrier na have. I just square carrier never there than the calendar. They have no more. You see that the ticket to them. You find the government. What is it about? Tell you the whole weekend. All the people that is giving you that day. For you to bring us to our land. Yeah. All right, there. Let them release that for you. We don't have any business with Fulani. They are one that has signature in Nigeria, which is from Britain. And they're the one who will hold responsible. Okay, that another one will do. I'm not going to get another one to do it. After most of them, I get to do the material in the book of Parker. Expect that they want someone named the book of okay, really well. I think I'm going to do more. What's the problem now? It's just on one side that comes down. Hey, China, how would the governor?
There were Mazi. That's his comment. You say the governors are somewhat.
Yeah.
They have no reason as to not to act. They're supposed to. They are supposed to do something. So they are keeping quiet is a way of complementing what the Fulanis are doing.
Exactly.
They are complementing what they. Is it the fear of losing their position, or they've not made it? What I don't understand. Call your name and where you coming from.
Hello.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Okay. Mazi Alozie.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. My name is Sukunano. I'm speaking from my location.
Okay.
Thank you. AY.
Yeah, welcome, my brother.
For today's topic. I want to go straight to the announcement of the registration. Somebody called on this radio, maybe it's a tape, and I know he's an Igbo man. The only thing I picked from what he said is this. He said that he paid 2,000 naira to get PVC. Are you hearing me, Mazi Alozie?
Well,
Hello?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He said he paid 2,000 naira to collect PVC. That marvels me to know what Nigeria and those people, what is happening. Let me go straight. The problem we have in Nigeria is so much. Fulani have succeeded buying all the leaders, both religious leaders, traditional rulers, politicians, and all of that. But what I'm trying to suggest is this. They have put Tinubu in the West, and the deputy, according to them, is a terrorist commander in the north. Irima Fitima, to be a deputy to Tinubu, a dead man walking. You may be surprised that the Fulani, because what they are doing in Nigeria is not election. It's just a question of pronounce. This is the winner, and that is all. They know that Tinubu will soon die. And Tinubu stand to deceive the Yoruba nation. That is the stand of Tinubu. They can use him to achieve their goal in the West. They feel that they will kill him, even though if he not die before the time, so that their terrorist commander will be on top. If you go to the east, they put P2B. They will not allow him to do anything. They will even frustrate him They can even kill him so that Congress will take over to complete the agenda. Okay, you look at Abubakar, the other side. All these three people are Fulanis. They have mounted their people all over the whole place, waiting. If they don't play this card, they play another card. They don't play another card, they play another card to make sure they reach where they are going. But the problem is that other people in that place are foolish more than enough. The Fulani have paid them and give them all the chance to steal and loot money, so that as a slave, they have no mouth to talk. A slave does not mean that somebody is poor. A slave can have all the whole money in the world, but he is a slave. He cannot speak to defend his people. He will always working for his slave masters. That is the work of the politicians, the religious leaders, both Muslim and Christianity. All of them have bought over. That is what is happening in Nigeria. Only if people will forget about religion and fight for their freedom, put religion by the side, whether Muslim, whether religion, whether Christianity, throw it away, because they are deceiving you not to do the right thing. Religion in Nigeria is deceived. The colonial master used religion to deceive Nigerians. They are blind in their eyes. They are not seeing anything. The money they have collected have blinded their souls. Satan have taken over Nigeria. If Obasanjo now is alive, if Obasanjo can stand, if Gawan can stand and say enough is enough and do what they're supposed to do, that Nigeria is not working, that what they have seen from the beginning is not what is happening now, and they do everything possible now they are alive to save their people. They want to fight for Nigeria.
Let's take it from here.
Today, Fulani have come.
Yeah, let's take it from here. We know what you said.
Taking Nigeria over.
Yeah, thank you, Mazi. Thank you. Citizen, you're hearing what he's saying. Hello? Yeah. What he's saying is that if they go on and all the rest of them can, including Obasanjo, will say enough is enough. We are not together. This thing must end. I say it will end. You know, it will end. The thing is that most of them, as like a disease, is what befalls all the old politicians. They sit there, they keep quiet. You know, as if nothing is happening. They know something is wrong. They know that they are not responding. So that's exactly what Chukwu Emmanuel was talking about. Say, let them come and make a statement. So that's
yeah, indeed. Okay, I mean, for me, just to add, hello, you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we are hearing you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for me, just to I mean, I think all of us now, I think we've got to the point now where we know that
let me get this call. You can jump in when you get back online. Caller, your name and where you're calling from.
Mazi Alozie, good evening to you from here. My name is Desmond and I'm calling from Italy. Our dear brother, comrades, is in AY. Good evening to you. Our God will bless you. Chukabema will continue to strengthen you. I love the advice you give to your people this evening. It's very, very important. Security is number one action. Now, yeah, Mazi Alozie, I want to say something. We just had a press release now from IPUB leadership through our media and publicity secretary, Powerful. And in that press release, is giving a direct order to Bubagu to leave our land because IPUB leadership has declared every Bubagu member in Biafra and clean our people persona non grata. And they have also directed the ESM volunteers to go after Bubagu and make sure they stop them from killing our people. It's an IPUB press release that just came out about an hour ago, and I just saw it. And that is one of the reasons why I called, because you people have been talking about security. I heard what Citizen AY said about, I think, CAF, something like community action against terrorism and stuff like that. Yes. Now, what I want to say, Biafrans, is that we cannot continue to allow our people to be killed, because in that press release also they cited the Zombi massacre of Saturday, the killing of the 14 youths in Imo State, and all the numerous activities, killings of our people by Bubagu. What I want to say, Biafrans, is that in Biafra land, Biafra youth, is that this is time for us to put our hands together and stop those who are killing us. Bubagu are Fulani terrorists and some Dukubo militias and the rest of them. So we have to cooperate. If you know any Bubagu member, you know what to do, you know how to do it. And then in keeping to so, anywhere you are, we must support ESN. Our people must understand that this is not time for joke or to look at distractions. This is time for us. Everything we can give, anything we can give to support ESN, we have to give it now. This is the time for the action to begin. Nobody will come from another place to our land attacking our people anyhow. It will no longer be allowed in the land of Biafra. And for Biafrans in Europe, I'm going to give us these two numbers from IPUB National Body of Italy, signed by IPUB National Coordinator. If you are a Biafran and you are in Europe, these numbers are from, this number is also approved by HODDOS, because we know any support you want to give to ESN must to go through the means approved by HODDOS. We are telling our people this is the time. These numbers are on Signal and on WhatsApp. So anywhere you are in Europe, we want you not to say you are not aware. You went and give your money in a wrong channel. So you call this number and you will be directed, irrespective of the country you are, as long as you are in Europe, you will be directed on the right place to give ESN your support. Now the first number is +39 3510 46055. This is IPUB National Coordinator number in Italy. And the second is +39 37130 44902. This is IPUB National PRO number in Italy. Any of them you call, you will be directed on how to support ESN through the right means approved by HODDOS, irrespective of your country. Please, our people must take note that anything you are doing now, you are not supporting ESN, then you are not supporting us. You see this press release released by IPUB leadership through Powerful is very strong, and we must take it serious because we must implement it. Every Bubagu member in the land of Biafra must leave, or they will face the wrath of the people. That is all. Because they have killed us enough. Enough is enough. And that is what IPUB leadership has said, and that is how it's going to be. So Biafrans, we must make sure that we achieve this to the later end. So this is my message. I want to thank you, Mazi Alozie. I want to thank you.
Please repeat that number. Repeat the number for them. You mentioned it once. Please repeat those numbers.
Let me call it again. The first number is +39 355 100 46055. This is IPOB National Coordinator number in Italy, and the second number is +39 371 30 44902. IPOB National PRO number in Italy. Any of them you call, anywhere you are a Biafran, you are in Europe. I didn't say IPOB families, please. You are a Biafran. Don't say I was not aware. Oh, I was searching for IPOB, I could not see them here. Call any of this number and you will be directed. This is ESN support brought to your doorstep. That's what it is. We must protect the land of Biafra. Mazi Alozie, I want to thank you. I want to thank Citizen AY as we wait for you people to raise up something, because Amoteku is compromised. And we will not, also, we know that the one that Autumn said, we hope that they do the work they are being established for. But we want the Yoruba people, as you've called them, the community, to raise up people that will defend the borders and the land of Yoruba land, because it is going to make our job much easier if this is achieved. Thank you very much, and we'll from here.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. I don't think there's any much more to add to what he said there. He's covered everything that's been said there. And that's a very, very good thing. And I want to appeal to my corporate people to please, donate and help. I think we in Yoruba land, we need to sort of probably have something aside from Amotekun. The people need to have something themselves as well. And we're seeing the discussions that are going on around things around that, and let's just see how that comes about. But that's all I can say for now on that. But the awareness is what is happening. We're doing that on a daily basis, not just myself. You can hear on Mayego, you can hear from Koiki Media, you can hear from many other platforms. We are all advocating and encouraging our people to begin to see themselves as a community, as they are the only ones who can protect themselves, because the killings are happening every day. They kidnapped the king the other day, and they killed one of the men, and they kidnapped him, and we don't know what's happened with that. They killed a man and a woman. The killings are relentless. So it is. I think everybody on ground should really, in Yoruba land, it's no more about talking now. It's action. I want to reiterate. It is our collective action that will free us from the enslavement that we are collectively in. Our collective action in protecting ourselves within our community, having protection, round-the-clock protection, 24/7. So we need to have the system in place where there's always somebody keeping an eye on our forests and just so that we can keep them out. They are being funded and supported by the federal government of Nigeria, and that is a fact. That is indisputable. And until we work together as a community in our communities, and maybe we have that sufficient citizens,
Let's take this call. Your name and where you calling from.
Yeah, Mazi, very good evening and good morning from you on your side. And then I'm not sure what weather looks like in AY's area, but AY, good evening from my side. How are you doing?
Good. It's absolutely here in the UK.
Okay. Well, I want to ask you one question. And then I want to make a little bit contribution. That question I want to ask you. On social media, we see a lot of. Hello, can you hear me? Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. I hear you. Yes.
Yes.
I can hear you.
On social media, there is a lot of operatives that have captured so many Fulanis on a trailer and so many places. Yeah. Where are those people? Are they returned back to where they come from? Or you guys have the police to hand over back to the society?
That is the sad part of all of this. As good as the Amotekun are in capturing and they hand them back to the police and the people find their way back on the streets. That's the reality.
Okay.
That's the reality. And that is the thing that is why I'm asking, that is why you hear me talking about that the community cannot trust the police or the army. Now, you can trust the Amotekun to a certain extent, but the thing is that the Amotekun, their arms are tied until each of the state governors do exactly what Governor Autumn did.
Okay. Let me ask you a question relating to it. With what you are saying and with what we are doing together as Yoruba Nation and Biafrans, is that not bridging our security? Because we know, I hear you when you're talking about some people talking about coming to do farms and the rest of them. We know that these people are not, they are not coming there for anything good for us. Is it not going to bridge our security that we are sharing together? I don't know. What your organization looks like. Before you answer that, I want to make a comment so I can leave the line because I'm on the road. Mazi Alozie, sometimes there's something that is happening here. Sometimes I try to hold myself, and then I can't because I've been trying to hold myself for a very long time. Our brother from Abba, sometimes I don't appreciate. When you ask him, Buhari, come here, hey, come and see. Okay, I know what do you call it? Okay, Zikaru, come here and come and see. And then you busy making some of these comments. Obiano came there, what do you call your governor in Abia State, and came there. You didn't do anything, and you keep on calling this governor come here, and you busy quoting Bibles. I'm not sure anyone is reading this Bible that you're quoting, because all I know. During the time of 67 to 70, our people were busy calling Jesus and Bible like this. Our people are being slaughtered. People are listening to us for crying out loud. People are dying in your area. People are being kidnapped. And you're busy coming here quoting Bible. Sometimes I don't get it. You're busy calling the governor to come here, come to your house or come to where you are. To do what? It's like you're doing childish thing here. You must be called to order. This Bible you're quoting, who's reading all these people's Bible you're quoting? Are they supposed to leave what they're not supposed to do after going to look for the portions of the Bible to read? Can we not make this look like a childish thing? I'm going to leave the stage for my brother to answer my question. And then we have a guest. People come here and make preaching. They are even stopping you. The man will come and make a long preaching. Something that you preach on Radio Biafra too many times. We keep on making some of radio will be provided for this supposed to be doing their broadcast. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, my brother. I mean, I can't speak in terms of the Bible side of things and all that. As many of you will know, I'm more about our people. Again, let me take this opportunity to read something. This applies to both Yorubas and Igbos and Middle Belt. The first thing that our children must know is that our land is important, i.e. they can grow the food they need to eat on our land. Number one. Two, the resources in our land, we have a lot of resources in our land that they can profit from, they can be wealthy from, they can become they can become self-sufficient from. And those are the kind of things we need to teach them before any religion. Before we teach them about any religion, they need to know that farming, if a man knows how to farm, he will never go hungry. If a man is taught if a child is taught how to farm from a childhood to adulthood, he will never go hungry in his land. That is very important. And he needs to know what is in his soil so that he can be able to say, right, okay, I know this is what I have, and its uses, and how to benefit from it. Many of us in our crimes, we know about the Bible, we know about the Quran, but we don't know what is in our soil. We don't know. The people who are giving us the Bible and the Quran, they know more what is in our soil than we do. We need to change that. And they are telling us to be reading this Bible and Quran while they are coming to our soil and taking away the resources. And we are saying we are not rich. There is no, look, the amount of money that we send home from diaspora as diasporans is nothing compared to what you have in your soil. Let me say that again. The amount of money, the combined amount that we in diaspora are sending to you is chicken change. It's chicken change compared to the money that is in your soil. We didn't know it until we came here. Many of us in diaspora were not aware of this fact until we came here and we started seeing what they were doing. And it is time that you at home know this fact. So when you are asking us send you money, you are asking us, you are in a church. Let me give you an example. You are in a church, you are in a mosque, and you are asking us, God, please, my people at home, then let them be able to give me money. Let them be able to help me. Let them be able to help our community. Come and build the church. Come and build the school. Come and build. Let money come towards us, and then we send that money to you. Well, let me tell you, in that church, in the vicinity of that church, you have a gold mine, you have bitumen, you have limestone, you have phosphate, you have things that are so sought after in the world. You have gas, you have oil, that you can make much money. That if the community now becomes aware of those things, you can now use it to get the things you need to build schools, to build hospitals. But because you've been so told that we have nothing, you are asking for help. But Most High has blessed you with everything you need. And that's the reality of what we are faced with. That is the reality. I'm not saying this to be abusive, or it is the plain fact. I just want you to, people, when we're going forward, before we will wrap this up, when we're going forward, we need to be aware that when we say we have no money, it is because we don't have the knowledge that we need. And now that we now have that knowledge, we need you to now use that as the basis upon which you can use to now defend your community, knowing that you have to protect your wealth. It is your wealth. The wealth within your community, if you don't protect that land, that wealth will be taken by the terrorists, and that's what they're coming to do. That wealth is something that all of us as Middle Beltans, as Igbos, as Yorubas must protect. This is not about your religion. This is not about abusing your religion. I'm just talking about the fact that those things, the land that you are on, can give you food, and it has wealth in it. And that wealth is what the terrorists want to come and take from you. If you go and look at where the terrorists are going, I remind you all again, the areas that they're going, 9 times out of 10, you will find that there are a lot of resources in those areas, and they want to keep you, the indigenous people, away from it. So we need you all to work together in your community to protect your land, to be able to grow the food you need to eat, you need to survive, and to be able to benefit from the resources in your own land. So it's really, really important going forward that we begin to think in that way. And that's why we're talking about the need for every community now. Community action plan against terrorism is something that must be done. And when you do that, one of the things I would just say, I don't want to say too much. You use what you have to get what you need. There are certain things I don't want to say too much about. You use what you have to get what you need. And believe me, those guys around there, if we are aware of your community and how you can protect you, the terrorists don't know your community as much as you do. They don't. It is time we turn the table on these people. So I don't want to talk about too much else now. Our security is our priority, because everything else that is happening, if we can sort our security out in our communities, make sure that the terrorists become afraid of coming to our communities, then we can begin to stop the bloodletting, the killings going on. Because the only way that we can do that is each community taking part in this thing. And I call it the community action plan against terrorism. Each community must take part in it. And then if the community is doing that, now they can now work with IPOP, in Biafra land. We can now work with the Oduduwa people, in having our own, giving up that security. But you need to have something on ground first. The 14 people killed going to wedding. I mean, that is we can't just we cannot just be standing and watching killings every day and saying no matter how much we say it was wrong, they can't come back to life. No matter how much we talk about, oh, it's a shame, how much we cry, they can't come to life. But what we can do is to learn from what has happened and make sure that every community protects themselves now. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. I don't want to, because you see, you can talk about different things. But one of the things that the federal government of Nigeria has done successfully is to render us defenseless. We are defenseless. And until we understand that community by community, that the next step is the defenses that they remove from us, we must restore by any means necessary to stop the killings of our people. If we do not do that collectively, I'm sorry to say, you will hear more killings. You will hear more killings. So the killings is what is upsetting all of us. Why don't we all collectively focus on that as a community? And then once you start that, then it can build, so much more can be achieved. But it needs a collective effort from all of us. And then, of course, we can still look at how we can get the governors to begin to adopt and enact amend the bill, the vigilante bill, very much like Governor Autumn has done. But before we get there, first thing first, each community, you have to have a plan to watch what is going on in your community, to stop the killings are too much. So that's what I would like to say. I think we'll probably be wrapping up in the next few minutes, but let me hand over to Mazi Alozie.
Yeah,
I don't know if I covered everything.
Yes, you did. This is where we'll be ending the program. Thank you for showing up and your contribution. And I hope our people are comprehending whatever we are putting out so that they will understand that the election is a fraud and they're
it's a fraud.
Get the shock of their life. So we'll see you again next week. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Thank you, my brother. And I greet everybody. Take care now. I'll see you next week. Okay. Bye now. Bye-bye.
This is where we'll be ending this program. A lot of things are taking place, and we have to look very closely as to where we are trading. For those that have jumped into politics, that will consume you, and you know exactly the role you are playing, and you know exactly what your aims are. In event you fail, I hope that face you use, that your beaming face you project when you're contesting for political jamboree. I hope when it fails, you can retract it, because we've seen the way people react, what you hope. As far as I'm concerned, I read between the lines and I learn from experience. If you cannot read between the lines and you cannot learn from experience, you are going to be consumed again. 2015, you did not learn anything. 2019, you did not learn anything. Prior to that, many of us were killed, massacred. 45 up to date, you did not learn anything. You're talking about one Nigeria, they are telling you no. And they are putting themselves strategically. In event, for any chance you happen to be there, they will remove you. And then the vice will take over. They are the front runners and they are the vice. Be careful what you wish for. And you cannot do this and you expect the world to come and listen to you again. First thing first, our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released. All of you are aware of it. But ironically, most of you are not talking. Keep them quiet. The governors that say they are loyal to the federal government, borrow a leaf. You can talk, you can say no and protect your people. But the southern governors, whatever spell they cast on you is consuming you. So I thank all of you again. We'll be on the air again tomorrow. And go from there. We always have a full program, and it is our duty. It is our duty
Good evening, great Biafrans, wonderful people and beautiful people. Permit me to welcome you this evening once again. Today, of course, is the day that Chukwuka Kabema have made, and today is Wednesday, the 27th day of July 2022, the year of our Lord. And of course, the time standing here this evening, around about 4 minutes to 7 p.m. in the evening here in Johannesburg. And of course, it will be the same minutes to the top of the hour, 6 p.m. in the Holy Land of Biafra. Permit me to welcome you. My name is Mazi Nnamdi. And of course, we have come once again to do the needful. And of course, that is to continue the preaching, the restoration efforts of the kingdom of God on this planet Earth. The kingdom of God we are talking about, of course, is Biafra. Make no mistakes. I heard from Omowa in Olo province of Biafra land. And of course, this is what we have signed up to do, and that is to continue on this restoration effort, irrespective of what the enemies think, irrespective of what is happening in our land, in Biafra land. As you can see, all the prophecies of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming to pass. It is coming to pass right before our own very eyes. Biafra youth are being slaughtered even as we speak this evening all around Biafra land. But the only thing your political elite and your political class and the so-called elders can do is to talk about PVC and election. And yet their own children are being slaughtered on a daily basis. It is a crime, of course, this day to be a youth in Biafra land. The worst place to grow up right now as a youth is in Biafra land, because the enemy have made our life unbearable. They have made Biafra land as hot as possible, as hot as they have promised. I remember some time ago, one of those Fulani Alamajiri, I think it's Yerima Shetima, he made a threat and he said that, of course, that was during Goodluck Jonathan, tenure in office. He said that Goodluck Jonathan is killing their brothers, the Boko Haram, that they are going to make